Hello everybody and welcome to yet another comic review. I'm Rainbow Red Panda and today I am going to be reviewing They Are Not Like Us #1. This came out last week, I believe. I got it on last week's Comic Time, and it was the one book that I got that I actually had a request for the review. So I just read it, so this is the review that was requested. I hope that it lives up to anyone's expectations who may be watching it. If you read this yourself, let me know what you thought in the comment section and maybe we can discuss it. I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. With the title of They're Not Like Us, it sort of reminded me of some of my favorite Image titles like The Wicked and the Divine and not really like Saga, but those are like the kinds of titles that I really like by Image. But so far there's not really been one that I disliked by Image, at least not that I can remember right now. But I wasn't really sure what to expect from this one. I sort of skimmed through it in the comic store and I couldn't really get a feel of what it was like. The artwork just seemed a little familiar to me, but I still haven't looked to see if I actually know this artist or not. But it looks similar to a title that I read last year, 2 years ago, called Highways. But this is not related to that comic either, just the artwork looks similar to me. So basically what this is about is this girl has something going on in the beginning of her life and she decides that she can't deal with it and whatnot and decides to jump off of a building and end her life. She is trying, some random guy just sort of appears and tries to talk her out of it. It ends up happening anyway, and then she wakes up in the hospital. The guy that was on the rooftop with her comes and finds her in the hospital. She has no idea who he is. He sort of like breaks her out of the hospital, and then they get her to like this safe house that I will call it. And there they sort of tell her like, hey, in your life, like you've always experienced these things. Like it's what caused you to, you know, try and end your life. Like you've been taken to all these medical facilities, prescribed all of these like expensive pills and everything, and nothing's worked. Like, have you ever wondered why that is? And then they proceed to tell her that she is a telepath, and it sort of makes sense to her, I guess. Finally, she's just like, I'm okay, like, there's nothing wrong with me, I just have, you know, this skill that I didn't know I had. And then it sort of just goes into them saying, yes, like, you're a telepath. I believe there's one other telepath in the community that she's now in. But all of the people that are in this building with her sort of have their own powers. Like there's telepath, there's like a guy who has like the same telepathy, but like his is like with technology. There's people who can like read thoughts, that can like make you see things that they want you to see. There's just like all sorts of different powers. It almost makes me think of how like if you read Chew, which is another Image title that I really like, if you read Chew, like Tony Chu can like bite into stuff and like see like the history of whatever it is that he's bitten into, but then like they have lots of other variations that are similar to his. Like you can see it and then you can like build like a weapon if you like see a weapon. Like they have like all kinds of different variations. This is sort of similar, where there's just all sorts of variations of magical things in this group. All of the people have their own names, their own qualities, and they're all just sort of in this group together, and you're not allowed to leave or anything like that. It's not a cult, but that's sort of the best way to really describe it. Once you're there for life. You have to change your name. And they pick your name. You don't get to pick your own name. So like you're not allowed to like see anyone that you used to see. All this takes place in San Francisco, and then the main character, who I don't remember his name, but like the main guy that's showing the girl who is renamed Sid, who shows Sid around the house. He takes her to like this music room, and it really reminds me of the library from Beauty and the Beast. I know that sounds really weird, but like they open this door and it's just all these shelves of like music, whether it be like vinyl or just any sort of music playing thing that you could want. Like it's just all there, and it just reminds me of Beauty and the Beast when Belle's like introduced to this library and she's just like, this is the best thing in the world. Like, that's sort of how I feel about this, like, music collection room. And so that happens, and then sort of at the end it ends on a cliffhanger, which I think that's going to be, I think the next issue for me is going to make or break the series for me. It's going to decide whether I keep reading it or whether I don't. The next one, she sort of has the mission of, well, your family's going to, know who you are, so you have to get rid of your family. So that's gonna happen, I'm guessing. We'll see what she decides to do. All of that sort of left it on a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna even say that that's a spoiler because, I mean, it's a cliffhanger. But all in all, I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect from this title. I do really like it. The one thing that I don't like, is that this group of individuals, they have very specific rules, and some of their rules are like, you cannot have like tattoos and piercings and like multicolored hair and things like that, because they don't want anything that's going to like make you stand out from the crowd. They want you to be like sharply dressed and like all fancy and stuff. And to me, especially living in New York right now, it's been many years since I've been to San Francisco, but I will say this. I always think that the people that are like very sharply dressed in my life are more noticeable than the people with the multicolored hair and like tattoos and stuff everywhere. To me, those are the people that fit in and are under the radar. Maybe 10 years ago and more, that was not the case. But now I think that is like such a wide part in our culture that I would be more likely to suspect the man in the business suit than the guy with the mohawk. So that is the only thing that I think I would sort of change about this story, but that's just me. Other than that, I thought that this was a really good story. It was a good first issue. It ended on a cliffhanger, which is good for a first issue. If it keeps up to being sort of like reminding me of other titles that I like, then I will definitely continue to read it. But like I said, with this first arc, it'll just determine whether or not I think it's a good ongoing series or not. So I will continue to do reviews of each of the issues as I get them. This one came out last week, and I don't know when the next one comes out, but whenever it does, it will not only be in my comic time that I have that week, but I will do a review on it as well. So this is They're Not Like Us #1. The back says 21 years of living and nothing means anything to me. So, like that. Other than that, that's all I got. So if you guys read it, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!